That brightly colored candy your kids are eating right now? The artificial food dyes making it so vibrant are banned in the European Union. And according to reports from GoodRx and Provision FDA, those dyes are just one of dozens of ingredients that Europe has looked at the same science as American regulators and said, no, we're not allowing this in our food supply. Here's what should make you furious. American food manufacturers sell different versions of the same products in Europe versus the United States. The European versions use natural colors and safer alternatives. The American versions use cheaper synthetic additives that Europe has banned, restricted. And according to Stacker's analysis of commonly banned ingredients, we're talking about foods you recognize. Popular snacks, breakfast cereals, baked goods, all and drinks that millions of American families consume daily, without realizing they contain ingredients that other developed countries won't allow. The ingredient in snack number 3 is associated with hyperactivity in children, according to European research. That's why Europe requires warning labels. In America, it's in products marketed directly to kids with no warnings at all. Ingredient number 1, artificial food dyes. Red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6. Start with the most visible banned ingredient, synthetic food dye. According to GoodRx, artificial food dyes, including red 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6, are widely used in American foods but banned or restricted in the European Union. Here's where you'll find them. According to Provision FDA, these dyes appear in breakfast cereals marketed to children, candy, fruit-flavored snacks, are sports drinks, sodas, baked goods, ice cream, and even some medication. They're in products you buy every week. The European stance is clear. According to Yuka's documentation, the EU requires warning labels on foods containing these dyes, stating they may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. Some European countries have gone further and effectively banned these dyes by requiring the warning, which manufacturers avoid by reformulating product. Why the difference? According to Provision FDA's analysis, European regulators reviewed studies linking artificial food dyes to hyperactivity, behavioral issues, and allergic reactions in some children. They decided the precautionary principle warranted restriction. The American regulators reviewed the same studies and determined the evidence wasn't conclusive enough to warrant bans. So, what is this? Your kids are eating brightly colored cereal, candy, and snacks containing synthetic dyes that Europe won't allow in children's foods without warning. And here's the part that should make you angry. According to GoodRx, the same food companies sell versions of these products in Europe, made with natural colors from fruits and vegetables. They prove it's possible to make the same foods without synthetic dyes. They just choose not to in America because it's cheaper. Ingredient number 2, potassium bromate in baked goods. Now we get into ingredients used in processing that most people have never heard of. According to Stacker's reporting, potassium bromate is a dough conditioner used in commercial bread, ultra rolls, and baked goods to strengthen dough and produce consistent texture. It's banned in the European Union, Canada, Brazil, and other countries. Here's where it shows up. According to GoodRx, potassium bromate can be found in commercial bread, rolls, bagel chips, and other baked goods, though it may not always be clearly labeled if manufacturers claim it bakes out during process. The European concern, according to Provision FDA, potassium bromate is classified as a possible human carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. European regulators decided this classification warranted a ban. The FDA allows it in the United States, but requests that bakers who use it apply the additive in a way that it dissipates during baking. But here's the problem. According to Stacker's analysis, there's no guarantee that all potassium bromate bakes out of every product. Testing has found residual amounts in some finished baked goods, and consumers have no way to know which products contain it, since labeling isn't always clear. The real impact is that American consumers are potentially exposed to a possible carcinogen in everyday baked goods, while European consumers are protected by an outright ban. The fact that safer alternatives exist, other dough conditioners are available, makes the continued use in America even more questionable. Ingredient number 3, brominated vegetable oil, BVO. This is the one in citrus-flavored sodas and sports drinks that most people have never heard of. According to GoodRx and Stacker, brominated vegetable oil is used as an emulsifier, keeps citrus flavoring from separating in beverages. It's banned in the European Union and Japan. Here's where you'll find it. According to Provision FDA, BVO appears in some citrus-flavored sodas, sports drinks, and fruit-flavored beverages. Check labels for brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, in the ingredient. The safety concern? According to GoodRx, BVO contains bromine, and concerns have been raised about bromine building up in the body with regular consumption. Studies in animals have shown bromine accumulation can cause memory loss and other neurological problems. European regulators decided the risk wasn't worth the cosmetic benefit of keeping flavoring evenly distributed in beverages. What makes this particularly frustrating? According to Stacker's reporting, BVO serves no nutritional purpose. It's purely cosmetic. It keeps your sports drink looking uniform. European beverage manufacturers have proven they can make the same products without BVO. American manufacturers continue using it because it's cheap and effective, and they're not required to stop. So, what is this? You or your kids might be consuming bromine-containing compounds in sports drinks and sodas for the sole purpose of keeping citrus flavoring evenly distributed, an aesthetic benefit that Europe has decided doesn't justify potential neurological risks. Ingredient number 4, azotocarbonamide in bread and baked goods. This is the ingredient that got attention when people discovered it's also used in yoga mats and shoe sole. According to Stacker and GoodRx, azotocarbonamide is a dough conditioner used in commercial bread production. It's banned in the European Union and Australia. Here's where it appeared. According to Provision FDA, azotocarbonamide is used in commercially produced breads, frozen dinners, boxed pasta mixes, and packaged baked goods. It makes dough easier to handle and produces fluffier, whiter bread. The European concern, according to Yuka's documentation, when azotocarbonamide is baked, it breaks down into compounds including urethane, which is recognized as a potential carcinogen. European regulators banned it based on these breakdown products and the fact that safer alternatives exist. What the FDA said. According to GoodRx, the FDA allows azotocarbonamide in amounts they consider safe, arguing that the levels used in food production don't pose significant risk. But the fact that it's also used in plastics and rubber products has made consumers question why it's necessary in bread. Thus, here's the reality. According to Stacker's analysis, azotocarbonamide serves a convenience function for manufacturers. It makes dough easier to process in industrial setting. European bakeries produce perfectly good bread without it. American consumers are exposed to a chemical that breaks down into a potential carcinogen purely for manufacturing convenience. Ingredient number 5, BHA and BHT preservatives. These are preservatives in everything from cereal to chewing. According to GoodRx and Provision FDA, butylated hydroxyanisole, BHA, and butylated hydroxytoluene, BHT, are synthetic preservatives used to prevent fats from going rancid. They're banned or restricted in the European Union and other countries. Where you'll find them. According to Stacker, BHA and BHT appear in breakfast cereals, butter, lard, potato chips, beer, preserved meats, chewing gum, and cosmetic. Check ingredient lists for these specific acronyms. The safety concern. According to Provision FDA's analysis, BHA is listed as a possible human carcinogen, and both BHA and BHT have raised concerns in animal studies about potential effects on thyroid function and tumor promotion. European regulators have banned or severely restricted these preservatives based on concern. The American position. According to GoodRx, the FDA allows BHA and BHT in limited quantities, considering them generally recognized as safe at the levels used in food. But the fact that Europe has reached a different conclusion using the same scientific data shows the regulatory gap. What makes this questionable? According to Yuka's analysis, BHA and BHT are used because they're cheap and effective preservatives. But natural preservatives like vitamin E, tocopherols, exist and are used successfully in Europe. American manufacturers use BHA and BHT because they're cheaper, not because they're necessary. Ingredient number 6, ARBGH/RBST, recombinant bovine growth hormone. This one isn't in snacks directly, but it's in the dairy products used to make many processed food. According to Stacker and GoodRx, recombinant bovine growth hormone, RBGH, also called RBST, is given to dairy cows to increase milk production. It's banned in the European Union, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan, where it matters. According to Provision FDA, milk from cows treated with RBGH can end up in any dairy product: milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, and processed foods containing dairy ingredients. The European concern, according to Stacker's analysis, Europe banned RBGH based on animal welfare concerns concerns and potential human health effect. The hormone can cause health problems in cows, and there are questions about whether it increases levels of IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor, in milk, which some research has linked to cancer risk. The American stand. According to GoodRx, the FDA approved RBG8 and maintains it's safe for human consumption. However, consumer pressure has led many American dairy producers to voluntarily stop using it, often labeling their products RBGH-free or RBST-free. What is this? European consumers are protected by an outright ban. American consumers have to read labels carefully and pay premium prices for dairy products that guarantee they're RB8-free. The default American dairy supply can include milk from hormone-treated cow, while Europe doesn't allow this practice at all. Ingredient number 7, certain flame retardants in beverages. This sounds too bizarre to be true, but it's documented. According to Stacker's reporting, some flame retardant chemicals have been found in American sodas and sports drinks. These are banned in European beverages. The specific issue, according to the reporting, brominated flame retardants can contaminate beverages when brominated vegetable oil, BVO, which we covered earlier, is the manufacturing process can introduce trace amounts of flame retardant compound. European response. According to Provision FDA's analysis, Europe's ban on BVO effectively prevents any flame retardant contamination beverages. The precautionary principle means they don't allow ingredients that could potentially introduce industrial chemicals into the food supply. Why this matters? According to GoodRx and Stacker, the presence of any amount of flame retardant chemicals in beverages, even trace amount, is something Europe has decided is unacceptable. American regulations allow BVO despite this contamination potential. The real impact: American consumers drinking certain citrus sodas and sports drinks might be exposed to trace amounts of industrial chemical that Europe bans entirely from the beverage supply, and most consumers have no idea this is even a possibility. Products to check based on the banned ingredients. Yes, here are specific product categories to examine according to the sources: brightly colored cereals and candies. According to GoodRx and Provision FDA, these are most likely to contain artificial dyes, red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, that are banned or restricted in Europe. Citrus-flavored sodas and sports drink. According to Stacker, check for brominated vegetable oil, BVO, in the ingredient list. Commercial breads, bagels, and rolls. According to GoodRx, these may contain potassium bromate or azotocarbonamide as dough conditioner. Packaged baked goods and snack. According to Provision FDA, check for BHA and BHT in the preservatives list. Processed foods with dairy ingredient. According to Stacker, unless labeled otherwise, these may contain milk from RBGH treated cow. The pattern across all these products, according to the sources, they're everyday American foods that millions of families consume regularly, often marketed to children, containing ingredients that European families don't have to worry about because their regulators have taken a more protective stance. Safe picks. So, how do you avoid banned ingredients while shopping in America? Here are strategies based on what the sources recommend. Pick number 1, look for no artificial color or colored with fruit/vegetable extract. Why it's safer. According to Provision FDA, products using natural colors from sources like beets, turmeric, or purple carrots avoid the artificial dyes banned in Europe. Honest drawback: more expensive, less vibrant colors, smaller selection, especially in children's products. Pick number 2, choose RBGH-free or RBST-free dairy. Why it's safer. According to GoodRx, these products guarantee the milk comes from cows not treated with growth hormones banned in Europe. Honest drawback: costs 20 to 30% more than conventional dairy, not available at all stores. Pick number 3, buy organic packaged food. Why it's safer. According to Stacker, organic certification prohibits many of the synthetic additives banned in Europe, including artificial dyes and certain preservatives. Honest drawback: significantly more expensive, limited selection. Organic label doesn't guarantee all European banned ingredients are avoided. Pick number 4, read labels for BHA, BHT, BVO, potassium bromate, azotocarbonamide. Why it's safer. According to Provision FDA, these specific ingredients are listed by name when present, allowing you to avoid them. Honest drawback: time-consuming, requires knowing what to look for. Although some ingredients might be listed in the technical term. Pick number 5, choose minimally processed whole food. Why it's safer. According to all sources, whole fruits, vegetables, grains, and unprocessed proteins don't contain any of the synthetic additives banned in Europe. Honest drawback: requires cooking, less convenient, shorter shelf life, more expensive, demands time and skill. These alternatives require more effort, money, or both, but they allow you to avoid ingredients that European regulators have deemed concerning enough to ban or restrict. Outrow bottom line: dozens of ingredients commonly used in American snacks, cereals, baked goods, and beverages are banned or restricted in Europe because European regulators have decided the potential health concern outweigh any benefits these additives provide. According to GoodRx, Provision FDA, Yuka, and Stacker's comprehensive reporting, these ingredients include artificial food dyes linked to hyperactivity in children, preservatives classified as possible carcinogen, dough conditioners that break down into potential carcinogen, and various other synthetic additives that Europe won't allow in the food supply. The regulatory gap exists because Europe uses a precautionary principle, restricting ingredients when there's reasonable concern, while America allows ingredients unless there's definitive proof of harm. And because safer alternatives exist for virtually all these banned ingredients, the continued use in America is about cost and convenience for manufacturer, not necessity. You don't have to panic or throw out your pantry, but you should understand that the snacks you're buying contain ingredients that other developed countries have decided pose unacceptable risks, and make informed decisions about whether you want your family consuming them regularly. So, here's my question. Which of these banned ingredients surprised you most? Comment, and tell me if you've been consuming any of these without realizing Europe won't allow them. If this video changed how you read ingredient label, hit subscribe. Tomorrow we're breaking down exactly how to decode food labels so you can spot these and other concerning ingredients See you then.